She was down a game and 9-3 and came back to win her singles match. So she exerted a lot of effort as well. But Schneemann and Smith should be fresh. So we'll just see how this match goes. I think it's going to be very, very competitive. And Leah Jansen is going to start us off serving to Megan Dizon. Quick first point there to Jansen and Smith on a missed backhand roll there by Lacey Schneemann. Good speed up there with Megan to the left shoulder of Leah Jansen. Couldn't handle it, got her in a tough spot, and they're going to get their first chance to get a point here. Down one. Nice deep penetrating volley there by Leah Jansen, which Lacey could not get back. We are tied at one here with Megan serving. Great ATP there by Lacey Schneemann, and Callie Jo could not retrieve it, so that gives them another point. Now they're up 2-1. Beautiful backhand roll there through the middle by Leah Jansen. She looks really sharp here early on. No worse for the wear from her 3-game match earlier today. Nice dink there by Leah. That'll turn the ball back over to Callie Smith serving down a point here. Wow, what a get by Lacey Schneemann. She is a really, really good athlete, and she showed it there, getting that ball that was right at her feet. I don't know how she got that back, but she did. It gets her team a rally win there. Gets them on the 2. And she may not be the tallest player in stature, but she hits it as hard as anybody on the women's side. I think she's got a lot of power in her ground strokes and her volleys. And now she gets her team a chance to get another point here at 2-1. Good job there by Megan closing through the middle to get them another point, up 3-1. Oh, great lob there by Megan. Good finish there by Lacey, and I think they called it out. They did call it out. They're questioning whether or not they should challenge that. I couldn't tell from our angle if it was in or out, but looks like they're going to let that one go and get to the second serve here. Lob attempt there by Megan that was not deep enough to get over Leah's head, and she shows that tennis prowess and pounds that overhead smash in a position where they can't return it, and gets her team the ball back here. Down 1-3. Megan got a little wrong-footed there on that one, and that leads to a second point here from Leah Jansen and Callie Smith. Now down just one at 2-3. We're a little behind schedule, as we said earlier, in part because of the Megan having the match on championship court, but also because of the length of all the matches so far today. I'll complete that thought in a second. Out of the 11 matches that we played so far today and completed, 7 of them have went 3 games, which I don't know what the normal stat on that is, but that's a lot of 3-game matches in the quarterfinals, and Leah was involved in one of them. Megan was involved in one of them. Wow, great finish by Lacey. That was a good dinking by all 4 players, but ultimately it led to a slight pop-up, which Lacey pounded away with her forehand there. Gets her team the ball back here, tied at 3. Missed dink opportunity there by Leah, and now it's Dizon and Schneemann up 1 again, up 4-3 here. Lacey serving. That one goes long. Nice attack there, which led to a drive that goes long. Career record of Dizon and Schneemann is 10-5, so they win 2 out of every 3 times they get on the court. Just very respectable. Great get there by Megan. Wow, that's incredible defense there by Callie, but too much Lacey Schneemann in the middle, and finishes it and gets him a 2-point lead. Both Callie's a great defender. Megan was an incredible defender in that mixed doubles match I just watched. She got everything back pretty much. Long and can result in a side out. Ball back to Callie Smith and Leah Jansen, down 2. Great penetrating volley there by Schneemann to the backhand of Callie. She couldn't handle it. Good attack there by Callie, but it goes long, and pretty quick side out there with Schneemann's now serving up 5-3. Good attack there. Wow, Leah was sitting with her forehand in the middle and roped one right at Lacey. That was... So the last time Dizon and Schneemann had a chance to play together was they made it to the quarterfinals at the Pickleball World Championships in Dallas. They defeated Kawamoto and Rohrabacher, which were defeated by Kawamoto and Rohrabacher. That's a really good team to go up against. I was at the Pickleball World Championships in Dallas. It's a great event if you ever have a chance to get there. And Callie and Leia are looking really sharp. I know they're down a point here, but they're looking really sharp early on here. I'd strongly recommend for those of you watching online here to go get the Pickleball TV app. I know you can watch the championship court on Prime Video, but if you have the app, you can also watch replays of events. I think there's a lot of matches today you're gonna want to go back and watch. I'd highlight that Cam Chafin Chris Hayworth singles match, which was epic, and that mixed doubles match I watched with Megan Dizon and Eric Jansen was also epic. So if you haven't seen those matches, go back and watch them. That one goes along. Or even better, make your way to a PPA event down the road. There's nothing like watching these pro plays in person, and the skill and athleticism is really something else to see, and really the speed of the play is really something else. You can't catch it on TV. A little unlucky there by Callie. Clips the net and leaves an easy pop-up for Schneemann to finish off with their backhand, and they're going to get the ball back here, up 5-4. Back on the championship court behind us, I was watching that score, and you had Matt Wright and Lucy Kovalova were up 10-4 over Hayden Patrickman and Anna Bright, and Anna Bright and Hayden came all the way back to win that first game 12-10. So that was a pretty impressive comeback. I didn't see any of the match, but back here again we have Megan Dizon serving, up 6-4. Little confusion there in the middle, and Leia didn't like how that one went down between the two of them. So she's going to call a timeout here, down 7-4, and try to regroup and get on the same page with Callie Smith after a little run there by Schneemann and Dizon. And along with this break, we're going to take our first break here to create this gap in the score, and led to a timeout by Leia Jansen, and we'll see how that timeout will get them some momentum back. And as always, the timeout works, leads to a side out. Oh, that's a great attack there by Callie. She's hit a few of those attacks long in this game, but that one finds the a couple inches inside the baseline and gives her team the 5th point of this first game. Nice attack there by Megan at the feet of Callie, and she couldn't get it over the net. Leads to the second service. Nice attack there again. She kind of found a spot there on Leia that she couldn't get it back. So And here's the career record of Leah Jansen and Callie Smith. They're 11-5 together. They went out about 7 out of every 10 times around the court, so that's a good, also a good record. Back-to-back nets there in the middle of that point, but they still find a way to get to the second serve here for Dizon. Lacey Schneemann has really good hands. She knows how to pound that ball. She predominantly is playing exclusively on the left side in this partnership, and she certainly belongs in the left. She's got a lot of great attacking skills and defensive skills as well. That one sails long and results in a side out, but they did get that lead back to 3 here as they turn the ball back over to Callie Jo Smith and Leah Jansen. Callie serving down 3. That net has gotten in the way of that point, popped it up, and led to ultimately the finish there by Smith and Jansen right through the middle, closing the gap to 2. Nice finish there by Megan. She certainly doesn't look like she's any worse for the wear from her 3-game epic match that she just played. She's got good movement. Seems focused. That one hits the net and falls right near the baseline or near the sideline, and gives Smith and Jansen their 7th point. They're only down 1 now. This game could go either way. Great serve there by Leah. Another net that clips the net and goes in the back corner. And now we're tied at Snowmen in Lakeville, where we're currently at 10 below 0, and pretty easy to make a snowman in this weather. Pressure there by Lacey to get the ball back. And we are still tied at 8. We'll see who can get their neck in front of the other one here in the last few points of this first game. Great resets there by Megan. She had 4 or 5 of them, but the last one by Lacey finds the net, and now they're going to be on the second serve of this rotation. That one goes quite long there by Callie. That important 9th point to take the lead here in this first game, with Schneemann serving on the 2. They're going to get 1 on that particular side out, but they do take the 1-point lead. See if they can get the ball back here from Jansen and Smith. There's that backhand roll from Lacey that finds the net. She had a similar shot on the first point of this match. Goes into the net, and now we're tied at 9. That's a really great spot there by Megan. She kind of goes across her body and finds the feet of Callie Smith to put them on the second serve here. Wow, that was a very, very good return there by Schneemann, and they only give up 1 point. So here they serve at 9-9. They'd certainly like to get this first game here on this on these 2 serves. Wow, and that attack was right in a spot that Callie likes, but she puts it into the net, and now that's going to lead to a timeout by Smith and Jansen, where they're facing a game point here. Again, back and forth in terms of who's playing the left. We'll see if they switch on this one, but they had Leah starting there, then they switched to Callie. We'll see if they're going to stay with Leah on the left on this one. Good job avoiding that attack by Megan. It goes well long. But they still have a second serve here to close out this first game. Wow, Callie went to the backhand of Lacey 3 times in that point. She got countered twice, but the last one she gets a winner out of it. An error, not an error, but just a ball that doesn't get over the net. And now that'll get the ball back to Smith and Jansen with a chance to tie this game. That one finds the near the top of the net from Leah, but they still have another serve here to work with. Megan had a ball she could finish probably 8 out of 10 times, but she hits that one long. And now we are tied at 10, but they're on the 2. That third was just a little too high from Callie and made a fairly easy put away by Lacey Schneemann, and they do get the ball back here, tied at 10. We're going to go more than the regulation 11. We're going to go at least to 12 here in the first game. Kind of a similar as the last point, with that third being a little bit high and led to an easy put away there by Callie. She finds the corner. It looks like they may call timeout, I believe. Okay, they're going to call it. Oh, I stand corrected. They called it in, but that got him to the second serve. So now it's going to be 10-10 here with Leah Jansen serving. My apologies. I was a little bit off there on what happened in that replay. Great get by Callie. Dink that finds the top of the net there by Lacey Schneemann is going to lead to a game point here for Jansen and Smith. They're on the one. There's some pretty high level pickleball going on right now in this match, including that point, but last shot finds the net, and it leads to a chance here for the 8th seed to take this first game. That's just a really, really nice backhand roll. Puts in a tough spot for Callie. Can't handle it. Now they get another chance to get this first game. Callie serving to Megan Dizon. Good hands there by all ladies, but Schneemann and Dizon were able to finish that point off, get the ball back, trying to tie this one at 11. And Megan was on that one, but finds the net. Still have another shot here to tie it, though, at 11. And they do. Lacey has so much power on that that backhand roll when she puts all her weight into it. She's really impressive. She has one of the best backhands in the women's game, in my opinion. Especially that one-hand roll. Lacey got pulled wide on that dink and pulled it back to the middle, but Leo was able to pull it, get it out of the air, and find the middle between Megan and Lacey. And now they get the ball back. But we're at 11. We'll see how much past 11 will go here. You have to win by 2, obviously. Oh, Meg. I should say Callie was out there with a chance to hit a miraculous shot, and it just hits it too hard. She found the middle of Megan and Lacey, but too long. That'll lead to another point. That's a few dink opportunities that Lacey hasn't been as strong on. She's had a few errors on the dinks. Now we give Jansen and Smith another game point. Leia finds top of the net. It's always tough to close an opponent out in some of these games. You can tighten up a little bit or make a few more errors, but we're going to go at least 13 in this first game, if not more. Another nice dink to the backhand side of Callie Smith that goes into the net, and now we're tied at 12. Nice speed up by Callie. I think they're going to continue to kind of work that backhand, wide backhand to Callie Smith. She's had a couple that have gotten behind her, and seems to work well with Lacey Schneemann hitting that forehand dink behind her. But now we're tied at 12, but we're on the 2. Oh, another nice finish there by Lacey Schneemann. And that gives Schneemann and Dizon a match point. I'm sorry, a game point here, up 13 to 12. And they do find that elusive 14th point. So they're going to win that first game 14 to 12, the number 4 seed, and We will come back with the second game of this match. Thanks for joining us at the Pickleball Central. Wow, what hands by Lacey there. Boy, that one looked in, but so they're calling that ball out. Yep, they're calling that ball out. So the ball goes back to Jansen and Smith with no score in the second game. We don't have the advantage of the now infamous green dot technology on this court. We're really relying just upon video replays that we see on TV. So nice job there by Callie and Leah putting pressure on Schneemann and Dizon, and they do get their second point here, up to an early 2-0 lead here. I can't say it enough, that Schneemann backhand roll and flick are just elite. Nice attack there by Schneemann to the right shoulder of Callie Jo, the infamous chicken wing area, and she can't get it back over. So that'll give Dizon and Schneemann a chance to get in the board here in the second game. Nice wide dink there by Callie that Schneemann can't get back over, and leads to the second serve. Another nice attack. Callie's certainly not afraid to attack from that left side. She attack a lot of different spots and a lot of different positions on the court, so she gets her team the ball back. Great defense by Smith and Jansen. Wow, and Megan's not happy with that one. She had probably the easiest shot in that rally, and it's down on it too much instead of out, and that leads to a third point there by Jansen and Smith. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. I had to double as a ball retriever, which is Ball went right behind the booth here. I might have put a jinx on the ball there for Callie as she misses that volley and turns the ball back over to Dizon and Schneemann, who trail 3-0 in the second game. Great attack there by Callie. She finds the spot behind Schneemann. You see the, as you watch this match, it's the quality of the dinking is exceptional, especially the backhand dink rallies between Jansen and Schneemann as they're doing those slice backhand dinks. It's really something else to watch. They're both very technical with their dinks and put a lot of spin on and a lot of pressure on their opponent. Schneemann just has so much leg in that wrist when she hits those putaways, and it's a lot of power she does there. Oh, that's unfortunate. See that on replay. I don't know what happened there. Megan just kind of lost her focus a little bit, I think. I think maybe she thought Lacey would take that one, but it falls right in between them and leads to another point there by Callie and Leah. Nice attack there by Callie, and she was ready for the counter, but can't quite get it over the net, and the ball's turned back over. But they do have a nice 4-0 lead here early in game two. Nice lob there by Megan, but Callie retrieves it and Lacey pushes it wide, so that gets them onto the second serve. Megan just rips that backhand. That gets them on the board here in the second game. They're down by 3, but sometimes that first point can be the hardest one to get. Let's see if they can stack some on top of it and get back in the second game. Missed there by Megan. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused playing several hours of pickleball. That match, like I said, mixed doubles match was probably well over an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So expect a few letdowns from here and there. That's a good one at the feet of Callie that will take him to the second serve. That was a reset clinic by Leah Jansen and Callie Smith. More on the Leah Jansen side. She reset several balls, and sometimes you just have to get the ball back over and let the other team make a mistake, and that's what happened there. They just kept getting balls back and back and back, and finally Leah, I should say Lacey had one that she could put away, but she puts it into the net, and now they're up 5-1. Good speed up, but the counter was even better, and now it's 6-1. This one's looking more and more like it could go to three games, like a lot of the matches have today. And with that 6-1 lead, Schneemann and Dizon are going to take a timeout here to regroup and see if they can get some momentum. Schneemann and Dizon up 6-1. They're still on the serve here. Looking really, really strong in the second game, but Schneemann and Dizon still have something to say about the second game before it's over. Great job there by Megan. Finds the corner with that two-way. She's got a really, really good two-handed backhand. It's one of the best, in my opinion, in women's doubles and women's pickleball. There's a few hairs creeping in here for Megan. Again, it's just been, I think there's some fatigue there. The second serve here. Wow, that's just great defense, but couldn't get it to bounce, and Lacey ultimately puts away with that strong forehand finish. Gets them their second point of the second game. Good hands exchange there. The net got involved a couple of times, but these ladies have such good hand-eye coordination. They were able to deal with the nets, stay in the point, but ultimately goes the way of Jansen and Smith to now be serving up 6-2. Another tough spot there from Lacey. She finds that left shoulder of Leia. It's always a tough one to defend. It's the second serve here. Wanting to make sure they've got the you should maybe having an equipment adjustment here. Her mic might not be working. Nisha's got an equipment issue, but she's going to keep going here. She's a professional. Goes long. And it'll lead to a side out here with Megan Dizon serving down 4. That one's good. That was a nice counter there by Lacey Schneemann on the speed up with her backhand. Lands a couple inches inside the baseline, I think. Leads to the third point. Now they're only down 3. As we're playing, hats off to Lucy Kovalova, who's playing on the court next to us, or actually she's warming up in the court next to us, but she's made it to the quarterfinals in a couple of disciplines here in this tournament, both mixed and women's doubles. Another nice finisher by Lacey, and her partner in mix, Matt Wright, he obviously made it to the quarterfinals in mixed, but he also made it to the, he lost a really close match in the last round in men's doubles with Jaume Martinez-Vic. So he's looking really, really good. But serving, Schneemann is going to be serving to Callie Smith, up 6-4. Or I should say down 4-6. Down 2 in this match, but closing the gap a little bit here. ATP defense, and Callie ultimately wins that point. Even though her ATP was defended, she finds the final strike there and gets the ball back for her team. Now up 2. Leah sped that up right into the middle into Lacey's forehand, but she had to reach for it, and that caused the miss. So now they're up 3 again. Good dink there by Megan. Left foot of Callie, and it led to a ball into the net, and now they're going to be on the 2 here, but still up 3. Oh my goodness. That was just a great get by Leah, and it got even better when it clipped the net and made it that much more difficult for Lacey Schneemann to get it over, and she could not. Now we have 8-4 in favor of Smith and Jansen. Still on the service. Pretty nice attack there by Callie. I don't have a problem with that. It goes a little bit long, but she put it in a good spot, but just missed. Another great dink there by Megan to the backhand of Callie. That's always a spot that you can exploit on your opponent, is the backhand with the dinks, and they've been going to that backhand of Callie a lot and catching her in a few different spots, and they've gotten their 5th point as a result. Go again to that backhand. Callie did a good job catching some of those out of the air so they can get behind her, but that last counter goes wide, and now it's only a 2-point game. That was a tailor-made ATP by Callie. Went too wide, and Lacey had a fairly easy ATP at the pro level, and she delivers it and gets them within 1, and that's going to lead to a timeout here on the court. Smith to kind of slow the momentum and right the ship a little bit. So we'll see if they can get the ball back here and force the 3rd game. Nice attack, but a better counter there by Lacey Schneemann. She's got fast hands and she's able to hit down on that ball at the feet of her opponents. And now it's a Snowman again here in Lakeville, tied at 8. That's I should pay a royalty there to Dave Fleming. Now that's his line, but works, so might as well. And now all of a sudden, Schneemann and Dizon are 2 points from closing out this match after being down 8-4. Wow, that was just a great point by both teams, but ultimately got into a point where Lacey could find her forehand on the paddle of Megan Dizon serving to Leah Jansen. And that timeout works again, leads to a second serve here by Lacey Schneemann. Again, another chance to close this match out with a match point. Really working that backhand of Callie. Nice job by Leah Jansen closing that one down in the middle. Clips the net, but goes in. And they're going to get another shot here. They avoided 2 match points to get the ball back. Serving down 8-10. See if we can go into overtime again in the second game. Wow. They put one behind Callie there on the dink, and I don't know how she got it over, but she did. But unfortunately, in a spot where Megan could finish it fairly easily and gets them onto the second serve here. That one goes wide. Great drive there by Leah Jansen to get an error on the counter by Lacey Schneemann, and now they have a chance to tie it at 10. And they do a great backhand roll there. They got Leah back on the left again in this last few points here. Leah's feeling it. Leah's playing exceptionally well in this match. I feel like she's playing the best of any player on the court. And she's gotten her team back even here at 10. Lob retrieval there by Leah. Wow, great. Wow. What a great lob retrieval by Leah Jansen. She finds the baseline, and that was so nice. And all of a sudden, they come from 10-8 down to have their first game point of the second game, up 11-10. Let's see if they can close it out. And they do. What a comeback there. And they take that second game 12-10, and this thing is up for grabs here as we go to game 3. Really well played finish there by Callie Jo Smith and Leah Jansen. Callie Smith serving to Megan Dizon. Callie gets that first one at her feet, but the second one was just too much power and results in a side out. That net got involved in the point and led to a fairly good opportunity there for Lacey Schneemann, which she finishes, and now that gives them the first point here in this third game. That's a beautiful inside out forehand winner volley by Megan Dizon. Goes behind Leah Jansen, finds the corner, and they look really sharp here coming out of the timeout between games. Nice speed up there by Lacey. She took something off it, but she put it in a great spot. Callie's expecting something a little bit harder and couldn't counter it. Now it's 3-0. And we're going to see a timeout here by Leah Jansen and Callie Smith. They find themselves down 4-0. Coming out of that timeout between games, the Dizon and Schneemann have found another gear. And they look flawless right here early in game 3. But we're going to take a quick break here and come back with the rest of game 3. Thanks for joining us at the Pickleball to a really quick start here in game 3, up 4-0 and playing at a very high level. Leads to a timeout by Jansen and Smith. And as always, the timeout works, gets them a second serve here. Up 5-0. Leah's now been playing on the left kind of ever since that one dink got behind Callie Smith. They switched it up again to put Leah on the left, and I think that's actually a better formation with them for them. To a pop-up, and now it's 6-0, and they're just they're a runaway train. But at 6-0 in the third game, it's going to lead to an end change and kind of also a mini timeout here for Jansen and Smith, which they need. They're up against a team that's playing at, like I said, a very high level. And on this end change, we're also going to take a quick break and be back with you here shortly for the conclusion of Jansen up 6-0 here in game 3. Leah finds the forehand of Lacey, but Lacey can't control it in the play, and it leads to a much needed side out here for Jansen and Smith. Pop up there by Callie, unfortunately, and Lacey's not going to miss that one very often, and she doesn't. It'll pop up and boom. Got a really, really good forehand there in the middle with the. Don't want to miss there. Wow, that was a frozen rope by Leah Jansen. She just reared back and banged that one down the sideline to the side of Megan Dizon and gets them the first point of this decisive third game. Little confusion there in the middle with Megan and Lacey, but they got it back and then ultimately got one that Megan could do a little Ernie there on the sidelines. Gets them the ball back. Not much damage done, just 1 point given up on that side out. That dink was too high by Callie and finds that backhand roll of Lacey, which is so good, and splits the middle, and now they've got only 4 points from the winning this match. Wow. Callie tries a lob there, and I'm not sure about that one on the far baseline. They're gonna call it in. I couldn't really see it very clearly, but they looked at it a second time. Gets into the second serve. We have Callie Smith is now back on the left again. The other combination wasn't working, so they switched up again to put Callie on the left and Leah back on the right, but they're down 9-1 now with only 2 points to go for the match. And Lacey misses the third, and again, they really need to get probably a 2 or 3 on this, at least 2 or 3 on this side out to have a good shot. Start with 1. They're showing some good positive energy, even though they are down a touchdown here in the third game. Wow, what a get by Megan. Great job there by Leah. She kind of stayed a little bit off the kitchen line and loaded up that backhand, two-handed backhand counter, and she struck it well. Just waiting for that shot. Now they got their third point. Great lob there by Lacey. Another great point by Jansen and Smith, and they're showing some heart here. They were down 9-1. Now they're down 9-4. They're on the 2, and that's going to lead to a timeout here by Dizon and Schneemann. They don't want to see this get any closer. They're going to take their timeout. They have a timeout to give, timeout to use, and a free challenge timeout. And have Leah Jansen serving at 4-9. Another backhand dink that finds the net. I apologize. They were actually only on the 1 there. Now they're going to be on the 2. But still down 4-9. Wow, that Callie did a great job. She had a dink that was a little bit high that led to an attack by Lacey, but she withstood 2 nice hard hits by Lacey, and ultimately they win that point, and now they're within 4. A couple more points here and this gets really interesting. What a hands battle, and they win it. Now they're down just 3. And I really like, I personally like Leah much better on the left in this matchup. She's been showing good aggression and put away power. So I like Leah on the left, and they've made this surge here with Leah on the left. They've got 5 straight points, and they're not done yet. Oh my goodness, and that clips the tape by Lacey and leads to an easy pop-up put away. And Callie finds that back right corner with her Tui, and now we have a 2-point game. This is an incredible comeback. 6 straight. Wow. That's just unbelievable defense by Smith and Jansen, but Dizon puts that one away, and that was just an incredible run. They got 6 points on that rotation, and we have blood here on the knee of Leah Jansen. I probably need to attend to that, get a band-aid or something. I'm not sure how that happened. Probably went to a knee on one of those great resets, but I don't know if they have a first aid kit here to put a band-aid on there. Looks like a court burn there. She's game. Nice job there by Leah. She's on the right again, so they're switching this thing up back and forth. They put her back on the right. ATP by Lacey Schneemann. That dink went too wide again, and it led to that ATP opportunity for Schneemann, and it's now going to lead to an opportunity for a match point. It's been a very long match. It's been about an hour-and-a-half match, and we have our first match point here with Megan Dizon serving. She's on the 2. Great defense by Megan. And Callie finds the middle to finish it off. And they still have life here. There's life in Minnesota here in the frozen tundra with Leah Jansen serving down 7-10. Oh, and unfortunately that serve goes long. That's, I think, the first service error I've seen out of Smith and Jansen this whole game, but it comes at a tough point there. They still have one more to work with. Nice job there by Callie. She did not let that ball bounce, which was key to that attack. She took it out of the air from the kitchen and threw Lacey Schneemann off, and now they're just within 2 here. So Callie was going to poach that one and got behind her, and Leah had too far to run to catch it. So now they're going to find themselves with another match point against themselves with Dizon serving to Smith. Oh my, what a great attack there by Lacey Schneemann. And it gets them that 11th point in the game. So that's a closeout of this match with Lacey Schneemann and Megan Dizon closing it out